To Tom Ryle Park in Kilmanagh. Welcome both sets of supporters that are watching from home, of course, in Wingap and in Emeralds in Urlingford. The Iverk Produce quarter final, Emeralds and Wingap, and of course the general consensus on paper, Emeralds will be the favourites here, but Wingap have had a very interesting campaign, running Tuller very close in a memorable game for different reasons, and we'll just say no more other than the commentator made it a very interesting game that day in Thomastown. We'll go through the teams, the Urlingford team or the Emeralds team, sponsored by Cavanagh Travel, of course. On goal, Alan Gilfoyle, cornerback Niall O'Corman, fullback Damien Fitzgerald, and number 4 Owen Moriarty, 5 Brian Try, 6 Pat Otney and 7 Dara Phelan. Middle of the field wearing 8 Pádraig Phelan, 9 Shane Norton, a half forward line of Sean Burke, Conor Martin 11 and Eddie Ryan wearing 12. Inside, a dangerous full forward line of a man called Jerry Try, the UL man, Aigan Taggy Fogarty, and of course Cathal Welsh. This Wingap team, the Wingap team wearing the familiar red, sponsored by Dennis Foley tyres, and on goal is Peter Landy, cornerback Shane Welsh, of course son of the present Kilkenny chairman Jimmy Welsh, fullback Patrick Power, and the left cornerback Darrow O'Shea. Number 5, the experienced James Mackey. Beside him, Emmett Lanny, and beside him, wearing 7, Sean Foley. Middle of the field, Patrick Grace, and beside him, William Phelan. Half forward line, of course, of Niall Welsh, Keane Ryan, centre forward, and Conor Lonigan, the experienced Glanbia man, wearing number 12. Inside line of Peter Hennessy, 14, James Colton, and 22 or 15, Shane Cullen. That's the Wingap team and the Emeralds team, and the Emeralds will play with the wind here in Tom Ryle Park. The wind blowing maybe down into the corner here, certainly across the field, and certainly down in Gay after the St. Lacton's man throws the ball in straight away. The number 13 there is Jerry Try. He's out wing forward, a low ball going in into the full forward line of Eddie Ryan. Eddie Ryan is inside the cornerback number 2, Shane Welsh. Shane Welsh coming out, tries to pull in the ball, comes out near to 12 today, wearing 12 is Mackey, back to the Emeralds man wearing 15, Cathal Welsh. Cathal Welsh looking for help. Shane Norton, number 8. Shane Norton puts that ball over the bar. Great score by Shane Norton. Great start for the Emeralds. Great point. And Shane Norton puts that over the bar. And as we said, Shane Norton, the experienced Norton, 1 point to no square. Bit of messing going off the ball here. Dara Phelan, the Emeralds man on this side of the picture. Emeralds feel a dangerous wild pull by number 12, Conor Lonergan. It seems, and now there's what we call the famous shemazel. And Dara Phelan, there was a bit of shemazel going off before that ball landed, and that pull was a bit wild to say the least, possibly. And James Lonergan could be in a spot of bother, number 12, but Dara Phelan did go up. The linesman here on this side is Stephen Delaney, and number 8 Shane Norton is having a word with the number 8 Pádraig Phelan and Shane Norton there, the Urlingford midfield. And they were not happy, and the Emeralds men not happy with that slap. And the Wingap man coming in, the Wingap manager, Pat Otney drives over a man, and a small bit of schmozzling. And after 1 minute, and Pádraig Phelan is in a spot of bother, or Dara Phelan is in a spot of bother for that pulling, and certainly for 1 minute, this has made the game. Number 12, they're looking for number 12. 1 minute gone, as we said, in this game. 1 minute gone. Players asking people to get off the field. Wingap, as I said, Conor Lonergan, it seems, is wearing 12. We think is wearing 12. That's the numbers we got. And Conor Lonergan is going to get his name taken. Dara Phelan is up, and Dara Phelan is all right. Gay Rafter will give him a yellow card, it seems, after a very early match, a yellow card. And Shane Norton and Pádraig Phelan not too happy. Conor Martin will take this free. The experienced Conor Martin, a man who has played with Kilkenny underage teams, and of course a Kilkenny senior panellist, and Emeralds now, as we said, on this side of the field, trained by Mossy Nelligan. And this will be a free for Conor Martin. The wind will be with Conor Martin. The wind will be blown into this side of the field, so he'll aim for the far post and try and bring it in. Emeralds, as we said, favourites for this game for sure. Wingap, as I said, had a very good few games in the beginning, and now it looks like Tom Manton is in for the Emeralds man. He's having a word, or a caring hand, for number 8 today, Pádraig Phelan. Pádraig Phelan of Emeralds wearing 8. So, interesting start, 1 minute gone, and already a contentious issue for Wingap on this side of the field, letting their intentions known. In fairness to Lornigan, he did go to pull on the ball, but he went full belt and full blooded to pull on that ball, and maybe Dara Phelan put his hand up a little bit there. But the good news is Dara Phelan is good, and he's good to play, and that's the main thing. The more attention. 1 minute gone, 1 point and no score. 2 Emeralds, and as we said, Emeralds will be favourites here to win today. Iverk Produce Junior Championship match. Junior Championship in hurling in Kilkenny, of course, we know how difficult it is, and we can see how Tullaher have come down. We see in intermediate and senior at the minute, to see how at this stage already, to see Ballyraggett already fighting relegation against Johnstown next weekend, and of course the senior relegation, Greg Ballycallan will play Danesfort. So the margins are tight, the margins are small, and as we said, Pádraig Phelan still getting attention from Tom Manton here in front of us. He looks like he got an arm injury, but that was, whenever that happened, I'm not too sure, but it certainly didn't happen in that instant. And as we said, Emeralds will need to get every chance and take every chance they have, because the wind is with them, blowing probably straight down the field at this stage. Conor Martin will take the free. Emeralds at this stage, in the last few games in the league, have won 1 game in the league, probably didn't play as well as they should, and Wingap as well, but Emeralds, one of the favourites the last few years to come out of intermediate, but maybe this might be their year, but certainly with Tullaher involved and Connie involved, and then of course we have the senior teams. Conor Martin, 64 metres out, 10 metres in from the sideline. The experienced Martin, a very good free taker. Hopefully we don't give him the commentators. Of course, looks like that's gone over, hanging there. Oh, gone over the bar. Yep, they took their time there, and Conor Martin puts it over. 2 points, and Conor Martin puts that over. A good score by Conor Martin. 2 points for Emeralds. 2 points and no score. Peter Landy puts the ball out down on top of the half back. Well pulled on by William Phelan in the middle of the field. Now it comes to the middle of the centre forwards going through is Cian Ryan. Cian Ryan, the experienced Ryan. Ryan should maybe pass the ball. He bats it, but doesn't bat it cleanly. And Guilfoyle cleans up there, but Cian Ryan read through the middle. Number 5 today for his try. Brian Try, the far side, another experienced man. Caught brilliantly by Shane Welch. Shane Welch, son of Jimmy Welch, puts it out over the line. Line ball on the far side, and young Murray on the far side of the line puts the line flag up on the far side. Good pressure from the Emeralds, and Brian Try will try and come down and take this. Shane Norton is standing over. Shane Norton wants to take the line ball, and as we said, Emeralds look a fit looking team, to be fair to him, and Wingap, full-blooded, both teams, as said. Mad to do well, of course, in junior this year. Great ball by Norton. This will come down on top of Taggy. Taggy, of course, Aidan Taggy's out in front. Taggy, left-handed, hits it low, miss-hit it. Now comes into to Peter Landy. He deals capably with it. The engineer, the 30-year-old, down on top of Brian Try. Try should catch this. He does catch it. Tackled heavily by 3 Wingap men. Pa Dotney has it. Pa Dotney comes through the middle. Dotney has a little quick look behind him. Pa Dotney drives this up in the air. Pa Dotney puts it over the bar. Great score by Pa Dotney. 4 minutes gone, and Pa Dotney puts it over the bar. There will be added time, of course. 3 points to no score. Oh, the referee's after catching that, and off the ball. Cian Ryan has the referee clearly seen that, and Pa Dotney and Cian Ryan had an altercation, but he's caught. Straight red card for Cian Ryan, and unfortunately for Cian Ryan and for Wingap, that is a massive, massive blow, a massive mistake, but he was caught and he did strike him, and the referee did clearly see it. There was a dig or two between the two of them, shared experiences, but unfortunately for Cian Ryan, he was caught, and now it's a mountain decline for Emeralds. Man sent off after just 4 minutes. Cian Ryan gone off, and now it's going to be a hard afternoon here in Tom Royal Park for Wingap, because Cian Ryan has seen a straight red. And now against the wind, 14 men. Emeralds must be obviously now going to do what everyone might have expected to do, but a huge mountain decline now for Paul Call and his fellow selectors. 14 men often do well again 15 men traditionally, but 14 men after 4 minutes. But it has been contentious and lively in the first few minutes, unfortunately for both teams. Emeralds now will use Owen Moriarty as the free man, the experienced Moriarty, who's hurled minor under 21 for Kilkenny as well. Moriarty will go as a spare man. He'll be clever enough to play as a spare man. And now, as we said, it's going to be a massive journey now, but Pa Dotney and Cian Ryan did have a little 1-2, but Keane Ryan clearly made a mistake, and unfortunately for him, and not a dirty man, to be fair to Keane Ryan, he doesn't normally get involved, but he was caught, and disappointment for Keane Ryan, as we said, the school teacher, not normally involved in altercations, but unfortunately was caught. Now, Pat Otney, 3 points and no score, 4 minutes gone, a game full of life, but for the wrong reasons probably. But Emeralds then puts that ball, the Pat Otney puts it wide, he's first wide, Emeralds first wide. And now it'll be interesting to see how Gare after refs the game, because often, as we know, the referees tends to side a little bit the 14 men, breaking ball down. Moriarty, the spare man, as we said, he'll read that ball very well, he's very clever. Down to Eddie Ryan, number weird and 12, he's down at the far side. Eddie Ryan is a great hand in him, Eddie Ryan is out in front, Eddie Ryan puts this ball, it looks as wide, it'll hang and it'll hang wide, the second wide for the Emeralds. As we said, huge mountain to climb now for the Emeralds. Peter Landy, the 30-year-old, drives the ball down on top of number 15 today. Shane Cullen has to come out on top of Darragh. Norton will pull on this ball. Norton pulls down on top of Conor Martin and comes to number Shane Cullen again. Cullen will go to crossfield ball to Niall Welch. There's a huge amount expected out of Niall Welch. That's why Brian Troy has gone over, and Brian Troy is known to be a man marker in many a team, and Brian Troy has got the job of picking up Niall Welch. So Emeralds have obviously done their homework here today, and they've picked up Brian Troy is picking up Niall Welch, the danger man for Wingap. But at this stage, Wingap surely must be obviously under pressure. Now number 7 for Wingap, Sean Foley, the lorry driver, the 27-year-old, driving of course for the famed Pat Foley Transport. Huge Dunnamaga man and a great supporter, but he's in a spot of bother as well with a hand injury on the far side. So Emeralds have their homework done. Moriarty's the spare man. Troy has gone over on Niall Welch. And as I said, Emeralds men on their sideline have their homework done. And Emeralds now, as we said, dark horses the last couple of years for a junior championship, but now since Sean Foley's gone off, that's a second big blow now, and number 19 has come on for Wingap. Number 19 for Wingap today is Pádraig Foley, a cousin of his pa. So Wingap down to their starting feed. Now here's the try back out to Moriarty. Moriarty doesn't look. Moriarty drives it down on top of Cathal Welch, and Taggy's out in front. Taggy's out in front of Patrick Power. Taggy and Patrick Forty got out over the line. Stephen Delaney says line ball. They're both arguing the line ball. Stephen Delaney's looking at the linesman. Wingap are going to take the ball, line ball, and it looks like it's Shane Welch, the Wingap man. The teacher will take the line ball. So Pádraig Foley's on for Wingap. Sean Foley's gone off. Two big blows for Wingap at this early stage. A big mountain decline from the line ball. A poor line ball is still in play, kept in play. Comes to number 9, down to middle of the field. To Pádraig Field, and Pádraig Field hits it into Landy. Landy looks behind him. Landy's happy to let out over the line, and maybe he should have slowed it down. Maybe that's what he's happy to do, to slow it down. 6 minutes gone in this first half, full of incidents. 10 minutes gone, full of incident here, as we said, and it's 3 points to no score. Emeralds in the lead, 3 points. Darragh Phelan puts up the ball, breaks behind Moriarty and Lonergan, the older man, is there. Moriarty's there, Lonergan is there, so Lonergan's going to try and get in. Shane Cullen is there. Shane Cullen gets the free. As we said, maybe the soft 50-50 balls might now go against and with Wingap. Gare after looks over to the sideline. Adrian Landy looks like he's coming on to help, but that's a big blow for, and Rafters tell him don't attempt to change the ball. Shane, he was thinking of changing the ball, but he got a word from the now. Niall Welch will take this free. He's been down during the week practicing frees and was on earning, and he puts that over the bar. Great score for Niall Welch. Great score, and Wingap off to a start. 10 minutes gone, and Niall Welch puts Wingap on the scoreboard. 1 point to Wingap, 3 points to Emeralds, 3 points to one score. As we said, full of incident here in Guilfoyle. Will drive this into Callan. No, he doesn't. He just drives a shot for a short poke out. He went for this time down on top of the full back line. Taggy's inside. Taggy traditionally put this over the bar. Taggy puts it over the bar, the breaking ball, and Taggy, 11 minutes gone, puts it over the bar. He's first score, and Taggy looks lively at this early stage. Obviously that dancing has done him no harm whatsoever, because he's dancing in around the square, and I think Patrick Power will have to get closer, a lot closer. Now puck out down on top of that number 10 again. Number 10 today is Niall Welch. Niall Welch has gone to this side, and now it comes to the cornerback. The cornerback, number 4 today, is Darragh O'Shea. Darragh O'Shea comes out, gives a hand pass to centre back to Landy. Emmett Landy hits it down in front of Peter Hennessy, and now the 14, Jack Colton is there. Jack Colton is there, but so is Damien Fitz. Oh, he hits a loose ball to Peter Hennessy. Hennessy's trying to come inside, but goes across the square, goes across to Niall Welch, and comes out to Moriarty. And Moriarty, as I said, number 4, he's the spare man, and very clever Moriarty. He hits the ball. Miss hits the ball to the number 9 today. Number 9 today is Willie Phelan. Willie Phelan puts it to 7. 7 today is blocked down as a Sean Foley. As James Mackey has gone off, we think Sean Foley's still there. Sean Foley's back on. Now it's running on by Norton. Today Conor Martin. Conor Martin 50-60 yards. Landy's coming up on him. Conor Martin slips inside him. Martin is looking for help. He gives a jink. Martin is going to go himself. Martin looks lively. Martin's going to give a hand pass out to Eddie Rain. Eddie Rain, number 12. Eddie Rain, great work by the Emeralds men, but a poor wide by Eddie Rain, and that's the third wide by Eddie Rain. And it looks like, as we said, Sean Foley still playing. Sean Foley's wearing 7. He's either back on or he didn't go off. Maybe we made a mistake. It could be Lonigan went off, but Sean Foley's wearing 7. Tussle in the middle of the field. Shane Norton is there. Norton has it in his hand. He gives it back to Pádraig Phelan. Pádraig Phelan hits it down the wing by Brian Try or Owen Moriarty out over the line on the far side. So number 7 is playing. Sean Foley is back on that finger injury. It looks like Sean Foley is on, and James Mackey might be gone on the far side. We'll have to check that. He's back on it. It looks like that finger injury. It was only maybe a blood sub. So Foley's back on. Wingap are down 1 man. Keane Ryan gone after 4 minutes. And as we said, Emeralds 4 points, 3 points, 4 points. Emeralds 4 points. No scoreboard here today. 4 points to 1. Great line ball taken by James Mackey down the wing and down to Peter Hennessy. He looks lively in the far. It's gone out over the line. Line ball for the Emeralds down on the far side. 13 minutes gone here in Tom Ryle Park. Gay Rafters getting plenty of dialogue going on. There's a lot of dialogue. That's the word we'll use today. Dialogue. And Pat Otney's having a little word, and Pat Otney's been involved in 1 or 2 incidents, and James Young, Conor Lonigan has been involved. But Wingap have settled down now. That's what we'll say. 4 points to 1. The wind is very strong, and Wingap have settled down. Brian Try mishits it, comes across the middle. Sean Foley's out in front. Sean Foley doesn't need to get there because Lonigan has it. Lonigan looks like he's hooked. And it comes by Shane Norton. Now it comes to Pádraig Phelan, or is it Pádraig Phelan? We can't see the number. It's not. It's Cathal Welsh. Cathal Welsh is going through the middle. Cathal Welsh is still running. Gives the ball. Well done. Oh, it's a free from here, and full back Jim Power, Patrick Power, the farmer, is querying Gare after it. It wasn't Patrick Power, it was the man that fouled Cathal Welsh, and Cathal Welsh made a great run through the heart of the Wingap defence. And the Wingap defence, as we said, maybe a loose hurl, we'll call it, a loose hurl, and Gare after. Now Conor Martin will have his second chance for a point. 15 minutes gone on the clock, but as we know, there was a 2 or 3 minute stoppage for the injury and the sending off. So Conor Martin will put this over the bar with his eyes closed because he's right in front of the goal. Dead cert over the bar. Conor Martin, great score, 5 points. Conor Martin for Urlingford, 5 points to 1. And it's all Emeralds, as we said. But Wingap have settled down a little bit, but they need to settle down. They are playing against the wind. And Emmental, Peter Landy puts a ball down the middle, down the top of Lonigan and Pat Otney. Dotney puts his hand up and holds onto it brilliantly. Doherty, the experienced Dotney, clears it off his left, down in front of 13 today. 13 today is Jerry Try. Jerry Try, the UL man. This is an ambitious effort out of Jerry Try. 2 ambitious out of Jerry Try. And it's gone wide, and that's Emerald's 4th wide. Wingap with no wides. And Landy does again. He goes quick to Niall Welch and Phelan. Now it comes to Shea Cullen. Shea Cullen turns in on his right. This will be a great score. The wind will catch it and pull it out to the wide. And it's a first wide for Wingap. And Shane Cullen on a bit of ball at this stage. But again, it'll be interesting to see what happens with the wind in the second. Taggy makes a run in the far side because, as we said, Alan Gilfoyle will go long into Taggy. Taggy puts his hand up to 30 odd years of age. Dancing twinkle toes man, and he leaves it down behind him, and he's wondering. He slipped, as we say, on the dance floor. Now, number 6 today, Landy. Wingap, as we said, 5 points and 1 point. Landy goes short to the 8. 8 today is Willie Phelan with that down on top. A flick, and Peter Hennessy's there. Peter Hennessy is there. Peter Hennessy is still there. 8 is Patrick Grace. .65, the referee says a 65. 65 for Wingap, and the Emeralds men in front of us here. 5 points to 1. 16 minutes on the clock, 17 minutes on the clock. But as we said, the injury to Dara Phelan and the sending off have obviously had an impact on the time. So Wingap can maybe settle down a little bit, and Emmett Landy, the farmer, the 24-year-old from Wingap, has a chance, a difficult chance. The wind is blown into his face, probably blown across, and Landy has a 65 against the wind. Wingap 1 point, Emeralds 5. Landy, well struck by Landy. Will the wind bring it in? The wind will bring it in. A great score, very comfortable by Landy. 2 points, 17 minutes gone. As we said, 2 points to Wingap, 5 points to Emeralds. Alan Gilfoyle, will he go along? Will he try and drive it into Callan again? The wind is behind him. It's going heading towards Callan for sure. Down on top of the centre forward, Conor Martin. Conor Martin pulls fractionally early. It was a little tap. He did fractionally early. The centre back, Emmett Landy, and the referee is being quizzed because it wasn't a malicious tackle. It was a tap, shall we say. Now it goes quick. Sean Foley, the lorry driver, drives it on top of the square. 4 versus 2, 3 versus 2, breaks to the 14. He has it in his hand. James Colton, he loses back out to Lonergan. Lonergan misses the catch, comes out to Peter Hennessy. Hennessy taps it over. Great score by Hennessy, and Hennessy puts it over. And as we said, Wingap 3 points, get Emeralds 5, and there's the water break. 5 points to 3, and the water break has come maybe at a decent time for Emeralds. 5 points to 3. Water break coming after 18 minutes on the clock. It says very, very interesting game. If you've just joined us from Urlingford, or if you've just joined us from Wingap, the game started in a welter of excitement, and I suppose excitement is another word you could use for a welter of controversy, because there was an injury to Dara Phelan, and that resulted in the next ball landing on top of Pat Otney and Keane Ryan, and unfortunately for the Wingap man, he was caught blatantly by the referee. The referee had no choice whatsoever, because he's seen it clearly, and we all know these things going off the ball, but unfortunately he was caught. That was a cruel blow for Wingap, as we said, because they've come with huge expectation here today, maybe under the radar a little, because a lot of people were, as we said, expecting the Emeralds on paper. Emeralds 5 points to 3. Won't be overly enthusiastic about the start they've got. 5 points to 3, went 5 points to 1 in front. Shane Norton got a great score, followed by Conor Martin, and then Pat Otney got another point. Taggy then tapped over one after 12 minutes, and then Niall Welch put one over after 11 to make it 4-1. Conor Martin then put over another free to make it, but that Wingap came back in the last during the water break and scored 2 points from Emmett Landy and Shane Hennessy to make it 3 points to Wingap, 5 points to Emeralds. And as we said, the wind is in Emeralds' favour. They need to be getting as much scores as they can, so I just wouldn't write off the Wingap just yet, because as I said, Emeralds should be maybe in better shape. But Wingap are certainly, there's Sean Foley, he's back on, and he needs time because Foley's only coming back on. And again, these water breaks, sometimes they can suit the team that are in the ascendancy, sometimes not. Alan Gilfoyle, he'll go along as always. It'll go down, as we said, down towards Callan. Massive ball. It'll land on the 21. The pull back puts his hand up. Landy puts his hand up, but it breaks to Sean Foley. Foley comes out. Foley looking for help. Sean is fouled by Conor Martin, or is he? Taggy is there. Taggy will pap this over the bar. It'll hang. It'll go over the bar. Great score by Taggy. Fogarty. He's 2nd point, and Taggy certainly doing very well at full forward. He's 2nd point of the game. 6 points to 3, and Taggy puts over a 2nd point. Breaking ball. Conor Martin. Wingap didn't clear it. Now Wingap making a change because Taggy's gone into the corner, and number 4 has gone over. Dara O'Shea has gone over, and Taggy change. Now it comes to Cathal Welch. Look, quick ball down to Garrow trying Shane Welch. It breaks to Eddie Ryan. Comes into Cathal Welch. 13 Cathal Welch, or Jerry Try puts it over the bar. Great score by Jerry Try. 7 points, and Jerry Try is definitely one of these lads that I suppose that Emeralds can get more out of Try. The UL man, certainly the construction student, has a lot of potential if he gets enough of ball, and a great score by Try, a brother of Brian Try. Now Landy will puck it out. The water break. The wind catches it big time. It'll break to Dara Phelan. Dara Phelan puts the hand up. Sean Foley's there. Sean Foley doesn't react quickly, but number 10 today for Sean Burke. Sean Burke drives it in. Sean Burke comes into the corner back. Well done by Dara O'Shea. Dara O'Shea did well. Hits a neat ball to Niall Welch. Niall Welch looks like the Kilkenny senior panellist of a few years ago, son of the great Pat Welch. He loses the ball. It comes to Brian Try. Brian Try, as I said, Kilkenny minor from 2 years ago. Tries it. Helmet is interfered with, and there's nothing that the Wingap man could argue about that, because the helmet was touched, and when you touch a helmet, you have not a prayer or a leg to stand on. And the farmer, the 24-year-old, and now Wingap, as I said, facing him into a monumental task, but the water break, as I said, hasn't helped them. The Emeralds have gone 7 points to 3 in front and have come out, as we said, all guns blazing again. Emeralds certainly the better team based on the first 20 minutes we've seen, but the 14 men versus 15, it's a mountain to climb for Wingap. Conor Martin on the 65. Conor Martin hits it low, pulls it over the bar. Great score by Conor Martin. He's third point for Conor Martin, and a great score. 8 points. 8 points to 3. Wingap struggling here now, as we said. Emeralds doing well. Landy, it'll drop short because the wind is again. They'll pull on in the middle of the field. Ball breaks. Shane Cullen is there. Oh, Dara Phelan pulls hard and early. Now it comes to Sean Burke. Sean Burke tries to pick it up. He doesn't. Comes to Niall Welch. He misses the pickup. Welch does well. It comes back down to the 3. He picks it up brilliantly. Welch, he gives it out here. Out to number 9 today. It's Willie Phelan. Willie Phelan goes long. Willie Phelan goes in top of Dara. Great score by Willie Phelan. Great score by Willie Phelan. Great score for Wingap. 4 points to Wingap, 8 points to Emeralds, and a great score by Willie Phelan and Sean. As we said, Niall Welch has gone over to the far side now here, and Dara Phelan is picking up. So maybe the tactic of Brian Troy following him was only the commentator talking rubbish, because it looks like Dara Phelan is picking him up now. Guilfoyle goes long again. It'll land on this 21 on the far side. Puts up the hand in the mind. That man puts up his hand. It comes. Taggy was waiting for the break. Sean Foley. Sean Foley clears it here. Niall Welch and Dara Phelan will go to Darren Phelan it over his head. The St. Kieran's man who played on goal for St. Kieran's hits a neat ball into the middle into Shane Norton. Shane Norton is going through the middle. Shane Norton full of energy. Shane Norton is fouled by Patrick Grace, and the running and the speed of the two boys in the middle field today, to be fair to the Emeralds, Parry Phelan and Shane Norton, similar type men, one wearing the black helmet, the other wearing green, but similar in stature and certainly full of running, and that's why, but they're big men in the middle of the field, that's why I suppose you use your speed. Now Conor Martin going for his 4 point, 8 points to Emeralds, 4 points to Wingap. 40 yards out in front of the goal, all in front of goal today. Martin puts it over the bar. He doesn't have to, the umpires don't have to look. 9 points to Emeralds, 4 points to Wingap in this Iver Produce Junior quarter final. And as we said, Wingap dealt a cruel blow after 4 minutes. Peter Landy drives it down top of Niall Welch, and Lonergan, the ball a break. Dara Phelan comes to Phelan breaks it to Norton. Norton pulls in it. Now it comes to the far side. It comes to Shane Cullen. Shane Cullen is looking for help. Crowded out. Again, as we said, the 14 versus 15, the referee is always going to side a little bit with the 14 at this stage. And here comes the man with the ball in his pocket again, but he's going to be watched. And is he going to try and change the ball? He's changed the ball. Good lad yourself. Well done. He's changed the ball. Of course he has. Emmett Landy to take the ball. Unless it's raining down there, but certainly Gay Rafter missed that one. And now Emmett Landy struck the last one very well on his own 65. Landy in front of the goal. 4 points to Wingap. 9 points. His miss hit will go over the bar, will it? It will go over the bar. Great score by Landy, and he's keeping him in touch, and Wingap are hanging in there. That's what we'll say. 9 points to 5. Certainly Wingap hanging in there. And as I said, down the puck out again. Clash there between the two, and we were checking the time here, of course. Two Wingap men clash for that ball, and we're just checking the time. 26 minutes gone. Good stuff. Davy Cashin, one of the great Kilkenny doing his best to keep the time. If we look for a song at the end of the night for an extra tune to be played, half-time entertainment, the Kilkennys are here. If you look for a late one from Davy, I wonder would he sing one. I'm not too sure. Sun is out here in Kilmanagh, and the Wingap men, as I said, are keeping in touch. 9 points to the Emeralds, 5 points to Wingap. Game has not lived up, I suppose, to the excitement we expected. There was, as we said, a nervous start for both teams and a bit of altercation, as we call it. And the altercation has affected, I suppose, the performance of both teams, is now the small bit nervous. And there, number 8 today is Patrick Grace. He's down, and so is James Mackey. Mackey is up, and so is Patrick Grace up, the WIT student from Wingap. He puts his helmet on. The physio is up. Maybe they're anxious to have the physio to come into him. Maybe that's why they're going down. I'm not too sure. Centre back Emmett Landy is going to take this. Landy, very unerring from frees in the last 2 breeze. He's struck it the last 2. He's going down the corner, down to Hennessy. Hennessy looks lively. Hennessy doesn't look lively enough because the corner back is out in front. Niall O'Gorman. O'Gorman gives the ball to Conor Martin. Conor Martin now has been chased by Landy. Conor Martin goes into his left. Conor Martin, this will drop short. Drop short into Landy. Landy is comfortable. Landy has it. He's looking for help. The wind catching the clearance, not wonderful, or is it the wind? Dara Phelan puts his hand up, the ball, a break, sandwich between two and run brilliantly by Patrick Grace. Grace did very well, and Grace done very well. Now Dara Phelan pushes from the ground. He's in a spot of bother because again the ball is brought up, and as I said, Wingap are hanging in there. That's what we can say. Wingap certainly hanging in there. 27 minutes gone, and Wingap, as we said, Emerald's not pulling away. Look, maybe the spot with Conor Martin is going to get his name taken, but Conor Martin had nothing to do with that, to be fair to Conor Martin. Little bit harsh on Conor Martin. Yep, that's very harsh on Conor Martin. He wasn't even in the vicinity. Gare after wouldn't make a great guard. Now, Niall Welsh will get his chance. His first time for a free, or second chance for a free. He's put the last one over. Yeah, great score by Welsh. And as I said, they're hanging in there. Wingap, 6 points to Wingap, 9 points to Urlingford and Emeralds, and sponsored, as I said, by Kavanagh Travel, the Iverk Produce, and Dennis Foley sponsored. Now he goes a small bit low, top of Cathal Welsh. Cathal Welsh is behind Sean Foley. Comes to Shane Cullen. Shane Cullen doing well on the wing. He goes up to the Hennessy's corner. Hennessy looks like an exciting corner forward, but Niall O'Gorman is there. Now it comes to Grace again. Grace is going to go long. It'll land dangerously on top of Culleton now. Culleton in the full back. Culleton puts the hand up. Culleton's being fouled, is he? Culleton is 3 men around him. Moriarty's there. Moriarty has it. The dancing Moriarty does very well. Down here to Sean Burke. Sean Burke is in front. Sean Burke is going to go crossfield ball in on top of Taggy. Taggy brings it down. He doesn't bring it down. Breaks, and Grace will come onto the break. Conor Martin comes onto the break. Martin will turn to his right, to his left. Conor Martin gives a hand pass to number 8 today. 8 comes to Pádraig Phelan. Phelan gives it to Taggy. Taggy shortens the hurl. Taggy is hooked. Comes back out to Burke. Taggy is still there. Sean Foley is there. Foley, the truck driver, hits the ball, but hits it low. Poor clearance out of Foley. Out to Pádraig, to Shane Norton. Norton drives it wide. Fifth wife, good Harrison out of the 14 men Wingap, and number 2 Niall O'Gorman is down, and Tom Manton will come on. Tom Manton, the physio for Emeralds, and Niall O'Gorman is down. It looks like Niall O'Gorman is not terribly happy, and it looks like that maybe he knows himself it might be something more serious than, hopefully it could be a hamstring injury by the looks of things. 30 minutes gone, 6 points to Wingap, 9 points to Emeralds. Entertaining game considering what's after happening here in the opening minutes. Beautiful day, the wind blowing, as I said, down into the Callan end. If you're familiar with Tom Ryle Park, the wind coming from Kilkenny down into Callan, and as I said, the Urlingford selectors here in front of us now contemplating maybe making a move. Sean Burke is going back, corner back possibly, the wing forward, looking at himself. Hey Jesus, me going back corner back and I playing wing forward? Yeah, Sean is going back corner back, the wing forward, obviously a player that can play in any positions. Sean is going back corner back. Young O'Gorman's in bother with his knee or his hamstring. That's a blow for the Emeralds. He'll pick up young Peter Hennessy, so that'll be interesting because Hennessy and Culleton look lively in there, to be fair to him. Now Landy pucks the ball out, it'll hang in the air. Lonergan's under, Norton is under, breaks down of course to the wing forward Cathal Welsh. Cathal Welsh is going down the well. He hurled very well junior, he'll pull it, but he'll pull, and Taggy's in behind the full back. Taggy gives a nudge, gets away with a little nudge. The full back there, Jim Power or Patrick Power comes out. Niall Welsh gives out a quick ball to Lander, to number 8 Patrick Grace. Grace is coming out, gives it to Sean Foley. He gives a crossfield fall to Niall Welsh over his head, and a little bit too ambitious out of Sean Foley, a little bit rash maybe, as we said, but Brian Try has come over now on this side, and as we said, Niall Welsh is picking up. We were right, Brian Try is man marking Niall Welsh. Brian Try, as he said, that's his job in most games for the Emeralds. Try, 31 minutes gone. Great ball by Brian Try down into the corner. Cathal Welsh puts his hand up, he holds onto it. Shane Welsh is trying to, Cathal Welsh gives a neat ball back, but doesn't give it back to the right man, he gives it to a Wingap man. This is a vital ball. Culleton's up there, and the full back does very well. The full back, Damien Fitzgerald, the Emerald or the Wingap men were looking for a free here. Now O'Shea is doing very well. This man is a tidy little corner back, number 4 O'Shea, Darragh O'Shea, the 24-year-old school teacher, down to Shea Cullen, down to the corner. Now it comes to Hennessy. Hennessy to me looks lively, and I think this man, again give him the curse. And of course he's been out in front but misses the ball. Now Burke pulls on it again. Now number 9, Shane Norton is over there. Shane Norton and Dara Phelan is over there. Dara Phelan is coming out with Dara Phelan. Looked as if he's fouled. Dara Phelan gives it back. To Brian Try. Brian Try clears it down on top of O'Shea again. O'Shea and Cathal Welch, or not Cathal Welch, Jerry Try. Taggy's slapped on by the cornerback. Taggy's taking him on. Taggy's using his speed. The clever Kilkenny man, great score by Taggy. It's gone over the bar. Paul Kavanagh is happy here in front of me. Great score by Taggy, 10 points, and Taggy doing very well. That's his third point. 10 points to Emeralds, 6 points to Wingap. But I still think there's a jink and a kick in Wingap, because as I said, they're playing against a gale, a strong wind, and Landy pucks it out, hangs in the 65, puts up his hand, the ball doesn't break long. Pushing the back, and Shane Welch went along. Not Shane Welch, Niall Welch. Now it comes to Fitzgerald and Colton. Fitzgerald is holding on to Colton and Fitzgerald. It was a 50-50, and poor full back Damien Fitzgerald, a small bit harsh maybe, but the referee and the lines people here, the Wingap people, are giving the full back a small bit of hardship. He was saying he was out in front. The two of them fought bravely for it. It's a free in for Wingap. He's having a word with him. It's a free in, and as we all know so well, the referee is always going to win this battle, and Gare after reminds him, I'm the boss. The free is in. It's 10 points to the Emeralds, 6 points to Wingap. And again, I've said it numerous times and I'm going to say it again, Wingap are hanging in there. 10 is Niall Welch, the experienced Welch, a Kilkenny senior panellist, Kilkenny under 21 and minor. Oh, he pulled it. It's gone over the bar. They were shouting. It's gone over the bar. They were shouting here from the wing, or from the Emeralds. It's 10 points to Emeralds, 7 points to Wingap. And Alan Guilfoyle will go along, down on top of Eddie Ryan. Eddie Ryan breaks the ball. Eddie Ryan does well, controls it brilliant. Eddie Ryle's stick, his work is excellent. Down on top of the full forward, Jerry Try. And Try has been held. Number 18 is on for Wingap, or for Emeralds. Number 18 is on for Emeralds, and number 18 for the Emeralds today is Joey Kavanagh. Joey Kavanagh is on for the Emeralds. We've missed that. He might have come on. Joey Kavanagh is on. Not sure who Joey Kavanagh is on for, but he's on for someone. 10 points to 7. 10 points to 7. Conor Martin. Gare after consistent. The last free he gave to against the cornerback. Conor Martin puts it over. 11 points. Conor Martin and Taggy doing well. 11 points to the Emeralds. 34 minutes gone. 11 points. Emeralds. 7 points to Wingap. And Peter Landy will puck this ball out. Number 2. He did. You're dead right. Great call by Eddie Hughes, event management. Not only is he good at event management, he's also a good selector. So if anyone's looking for a good selector, Eddie can do a bit of selecting as well. Now, free in for Wingap, and a foul by the middle of the field by Pádraig Phelan in the middle of the field. Pádraig wearing, and Niall Welch has a chance again to keep Wingap in touch and distance. 11 points to 7 at the minute, and there's a lot of frees, but they're all frees to be fair to Gare after. As we said, the cornerback, Niall O'Gorman gone off, Joey Kavanagh on. Niall Welch, that's gone over the bar. Great score by Niall Welch. Great score, and an erring free taker. As I said, he was down during the week here in Kilmanagh practicing his frees. 8 points to 11. They're hanging in there. 8 points to 11. A 3-point game. Emerald's not pulling away. Guilfoyle goes long. A goal is needed by somebody. Ball breaks. No shade. The cornerback for me is doing excellent. The cornerback. Here he is again. He gives the ball back to the full back to Power. Power hits a low ball. Clever ball to Niall Welch. He's come very deep. Welch uses his experience and his speed. Welch looking for help. He hits a ball low into Culleton. Culleton's in front of Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald puts the hurl down, gets down, but Culleton, the ball come back out to 9. 9 today is Shane Norton. Shane Norton is wearing the green helmet. Shane Norton wearing the green, breaks down in the centre forward, comes there to Joey Kavanagh. Is Joey Kavanagh. Jerry Try. Great score by Jerry Try, and Jerry Try has had 1 or 2 chances, and Jerry Try has got him from play, and Try 12 points to 8. Great score by Jerry Try. 36 minutes gone. 36, and Tom Manton is on again. The physio's busy today. 12 points, I make it to 8, but again, we don't have a scoreboard. We think it's 12 points to 8. The scoreboard, as you said, not working here today, the electronic scoreboard during these COVID times. Got a belt of what they call lightning. And now the corner, number 19 is coming on for the Emeralds. That could be a blood sub for the minute. Number 19 is Liam Grant. Grant, an experienced Kilkenny intermediate hurler from a few years ago. And it looks like Cathal Welsh might be going off. Ball breaks in the middle of the field, pulled on by Lannon again. Now it'll come to Troy or Dara Phelan. Dara Phelan will give it back to Owen Moriarty. Moriarty, the sweeper, hits it down on top of Conor Martin. And Conor Martin breaks the ball down in the middle of the field to Willie Phelan. Willie Phelan needs to hurry on. Willie needs to hurry on. There's two lads following him. Conor Martin gives away another free. Conor Martin needs to be a little bit careful because, again, Gare after taking no messing, and as we said it before, always the refereeing is always under a small bit of pressure when he sends a man off. And now Conor Martin's in a spot of bother. He's already on a yellow card that he didn't deserve. Gay Rafters reminded him, hey Conor, there's only so much I can take. Liam Grant is on, he's still on, and it looks like the corner forward has gone off. Is it Eddie Ryan has gone off wearing 18? No, it's 18. It's Joey Kavanagh has gone off. Joey came on and Liam Grant has gone in instead of him. Now, Niall Welsh, he's got 3 already. 8 points for Wingap. That's gone over. 9 points to Wingap. And again, I'm going to say it, they're hanging in there. 9 points to 12. Great score by Niall Welsh. 12 points, and as I said, Emeralds the better team, but Wingap putting up a great effort. Oh, misses the catch. The catch missed by Patrick Grace, the WIT student. That looks like a free. Now it comes to Grant. Grant is going to take on the corner back, and Shane Welsh. Grant did well to take him on. Not a whole lot he could do, but maybe tackled him high. Now Conor Martin has a difficult free on the far sideline. Conor Martin has missed no frees today. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frees already. Conor Martin has scored. After is asking he's asking Patrick Grace to stand back. The 2 midfielders, Willie Phelan and Patrick Grace. Conor Martin a metre in from the far side on his own 45, hitting it in to the Callan end of Tom Ryle Park. That looks as it's gone over the bar. Great score by Conor Martin. That's his 6th point. Great score by Conor Martin. 13 points to Emeralds and 9 points to Wingap. An entertaining match, as we said. The water break came at a time maybe when Wingap had got 2 scores to make it 5-3 at the water break, and from then on it was maybe the Emeralds got on top, and Taggy Fogarty and Jerry Troy and Conor Martin tapped over a few points, and then Wingap came back into it with Willie Phelan getting a good point, and then Landy and Niall Welsh putting over 4 frees to make it 9 points to 12, and Conor Martin finished it up on a half-time score here in Tom Ryle Park. It's Emeralds 13 points, Wingap 9 points. But remember, Wingap do have the wind, but Emeralds have 15 versus 14. How often have we seen a 14-man team beating a 15-man team? That'll be the interesting part of this second half, to see can the 14-man team beat the 15-man team. So here in Tom Ryle Park in Kilmanagh, in the Iver Produce junior quarter final, it's Emeralds 13 points, Wingap 9. We'll see you in a few minutes. And a half-time score of 13-9. We don't see any changes made. 13 points to 9. We have to keep an eye on the clock now as well, of course. And the referee throws in the ball. Ball breaks. Wingap playing with the wind, as we said in the second half. It'll be interesting to see how the Emeralds. A wild swing by the Emeralds. Wild swing by Pádraig Phelan. And a free, and Shane Welch will have a chance to take the free. Niall Welch. He pulled it a little. He pulled it wide. It looked like he pulled it wide. And that's that Emeralds third, or Wingap's third wide. A let off for the Emeralds. And Niall Welch, as I said, was unerring in the first half from frees. He has 5 scored. And Wingap, as we said, playing with the wind in the second half. 4-point game, 13 points in Alan Guilfoyle against the wind. They won't go as long, of course, but they'll land on top of Conor Martin and down on top of Eddie Ryan here. It'll land on top of Eddie Ryan. Eddie Ryan is here. Eddie Ryan in the batting man. Eddie Ryan catches it. He's a great hand. Eddie Ryan brings it back into Pat Otney. Pat Otney's waiting for the ball. Pat Otney hits a crossfield ball in on top of Taggy. Taggy puts the hand up. Taggy is there with Darrow Welch. Sean Foley has it. Foley, the lorry driver, drives it down on top of the corner forward Hennessy and Sean Burke. Sean Burke gone back, corner back since Niall O'Gorn went off. This will come now to the centre back, or number 9. A great ball has gone over the bar. It's gone wide. Another wide, and a poor wide by the midfielder, Willie Phelan. A poor wide, and that's 2 wides for Wingap. 4 wides in total, 2 wides right after half time with the wind. So these are vital times and vital misses maybe for Wingap. Will they rue these misses? They should have had 2 scores there for sure. Guilfoyle. The wind certainly after strengthening up, and that's held in the wind down the middle of the field. Welch puts up his hand. It breaks a Dara Phelan. Dara Phelan hits it in top of Taggy. Taggy and Power comes and Dara O'Shea. Taggy's out in front. Taggy's going in under 21. Power's chasing Taggy's to bringing him on. Little jink by Taggy. Little catch the hurl shot wide by Taggy. It looks like he's 6 wide. Emerald 6 wide, 6 points and 13 points to 9. No score in the second half. 2 minutes gone, and now we'll see. Will Peter Landy drive this long? He'll drive it a lot longer than he did in the first half. Down on top of the foot centre back, brought down by Troy, but now missed the pick up. The try is there, and so is Shane Norton. Pulled on him there. 2 men there. Niall Welch has it. Niall Welch picks it up. Niall Welch gets it out here to Shane Cullen. Shane Cullen is going. Shane Cullen is going to come to Colton. Colton is trying to take on 2 men. Colton hands it up and he's there. He loses the ball. Unfortunately, now Eddie Ryan has it. Hits a low ball to Conor Martin. Conor Martin on the sideline here, very close to the sideline. Conor Martin is going to take on Landy. Conor Martin hits it great. The wind will bring it in. It won't bring it in enough. Just marginally wide, and Emerald's 7th wide, and both sets of forwards now after driving 2 wides apiece. And now Peter Landy will go along again, of course. He'll drive along the 14 men of Wingap, down on top of the spare man maybe, and the spare man, of course, Pat Otney's there, but Moriarty's behind him. Pat Otney breaks it down to the black helmet, of course, of Pádraig Phelan. The ball, Liam Grant is there, and so is Welch there. Now Conor Martin is coming in to this game a lot more. Conor Martin, left-handed Conor Martin, puts it over the bar. Great score by Conor Martin. 3 minutes gone and Conor Martin puts it over the bar. Conor Martin having a very good industrious game at centre forward. 14 points to the Emeralds, 9 points, a 5-point game. Landy will drive it a little bit short, down on top of Shane Welch, pushed in the back maybe by Troy. Troy gets away with the try, as I said, back to Moriarty, the spare man. Moriarty does very well, down on top of Taggy again. Taggy and the full back Patrick Power, the farmer from Wingap. Taggy has it again. Taggy's going to take him on. Taggy trying to take him on, sandwiched by 2. Taggy's been held. Conor Martin is there. Martin has it. Martin will put it over the bar. He goes for the goal. Great save, ambitious out of Conor Martin. Maybe that was the time to go for take his point. He was a long way out, down on top of Troy and Welch again. Troy puts his hand up, breaks to the middle of the field to Shane Norton. Norton left-handed. Shane Norton wearing the green helmet. Down on Martin again. Martin, as I said, breaks the ball down on top of the cornerback Darragh O'Shea. He's doing very well at cornerback. It fouled, or is he fouled? Darragh O'Shea has it again. He'll give it out to Sean Foley. Sean Foley now needs to where the spare man is. He hits it down on top of Culleton. Good low ball on top of to Culleton. Culleton out in front. Pat Otney. Culleton now should put this over the bar. There's a man gone the far side. Culleton puts it. He puts it wide. And certainly Wingap have had their chances. That's 3 wides for Wingap in the second half. 14 points to 9. And Wingap certainly having 3 chances. And there's a sub coming on for Wingap. And the sub coming on, and it's number 12 is going off. Lonergan is going off. Niall Welch is going to the middle of the field. And can't see his number 19. Number 19, Pádraig Foley is on now. Pádraig Foley is on The young Pádraig Foley is on for Wingap. Now the ball will break to the corner back. The full back Power gives a neat hand pass to the middle of the field to hits it long. That Moriarty's the spare man. Now the corner, Guilfoyle is there. Guilfoyle gives a little jink. Guilfoyle will go along. Guilfoyle does well, opens the shoulders down on top of Darragh O'Shea and Joey Kavanagh. Darragh O'Shea, he's been very good at corner back all day. Down on top of Shea Cullen and Darragh Phelan. Go out over the line, or will it? Darragh Phelan tries to shepherd it over the line. It doesn't go over the line. It's gone over the line now. Stephen Delaney puts the flag up. Line ball for Wingap, and Darragh Phelan says it should have been his line ball, but he didn't. He tried to raise it. And Wingap certainly had the possession, and maybe Conor Martin should have hit that ball over the bar, but still 5 minutes gone, 14 points to 9. Emeralds, as I said, still in the lead, hanging in there. Wingap, they're doing their best. Niall Welsh goes quickly. He hits it now to Pádraig Foley. Pádraig looks lively. The young Foley hits lively. He's hooked. Now it comes into Troy. Troy has a try is coming out. Brian Troy blew a lot of steps. Run a lot of steps, and it's a free in for Wingap. Yes, Troy is saying I was fouled. No, it's not steps. It's going the other way. And free out for the Emeralds, and Wingap didn't argue that. Plenty of movement here out of the Emeralds forwards. Pat Otney looking for help. Pat Otney's looking for someone to run. Grant is making a run here on the right. Grant makes a run. Conor Martin makes a run. Martin has it in his hand. He's causing all sorts of bother at centre forward. He needs to put this over the bar, does he? Conor Martin blocked down brilliantly by the centre back. Centre back is Landy back to Phelan. Phelan puts it into Taggy. Taggy on his own. Taggy puts it over the bar. Great score by Taggy. 15 points for Emeralds. 15 points to 9, and Taggy puts that over the bar. Taggy doing very well. Conor Martin doing very well. The Emeralds men, the lead, are stepping up for Emeralds. Peter Landy will go along again. Landy drops it down on top of the spare man, and Darragh Phelan's there, and so is Troy. Troy puts the hurl up, comes to the corner back. Sean Burke, Weirden 10. Burke doing well. They'll go out to the centre back. Conor Martin wants it gone to the other side. Emmett Landy's on his own. The farmer, Emmett Landy looks up. He catches the hurl long. This will go wide, or it'll go over the bar. The crowd are shouting. Great score by the centre back Emmett Landy. Great score. 10 points. 6 minutes gone. 7 points, and Emmett Landy puts it over the bar. Great score. It's 10 points to 15. A 5-point game here in Tom Royal Park. It's getting a small bit darker here now, and Alan Guilfoyle will puck this ball out. Guilfoyle goes down the far side. The wind will catch it. Not going as long as we said. Down on top of Burke. A great catch by Sean Foley. Sean Foley using the Waven hurl down on top of Peter Hennessy. Oh, Moriarty does very well. Owen Moriarty, very clever. Here to number 9 to Shane Norton. Norton has it. Norton with a great bally. Callum blood in him. This comes into Jerry Troy. Jerry Troy is in front. Jerry Troy and Darragh O'Shea. Troy is in front. The UL man, Jerry Troy, brother of Brian. He'll take him on. There he goes inside. Troy looks excited. This will be a great score. Great score by Troy. And Troy certainly looks a lively corner forward, and certainly Troy is doing very well. 16 points to 10, and Jerry Troy, the UL man, as I said, doing very well, and Darragh O'Shea is having an interesting battle, because both of them are, as I said, doing very well at different times. Now the ball breaks, no one goes up for it, or no one comes down with it, shall we say. Now the Pádraig Foley, the ball is flicked away. Shane Norton comes to the forward, he does well again. The young Foley doing very well. Young Foley again. Shane Norton gone out over the line. Is it gone over the line? It's not. Still in play. Foley has it again. No, it's number 8 gone out over the line now. It's gone out over the line, and a line ball. The umpire, linesman, puts the hand up, the flag up. And Patrick Grace a little bit disappointed there, because, as he said, the line was gone out over the line. 16 points to the Emeralds, 10 points to Wingap, a 6-point game. A goal either way will make a big difference in this game. Emeralds, certainly if they get the goal, will pull away. Wingap need a goal to maybe throw a bit of life into the Wingap men. As I said, playing with 14 men and huge mountain attacks, but they've done manfully very well in this case, to be fair to him. Great ball by Norton down on top of Shane Welsh. Paddy Power has it. Patrick Power coming out. Paddy Power, the farmer, hits the ball to Eddie Ryan. Paddy Power's coming at speed. Well cleared by Willie Phelan down on top of Darragh Phelan. Darragh Phelan puts the hurl up. Shane Cullen's behind him. Phelan, the St. Kieran's man, as I said, hits a crossfield ball across to Brian Troy. Brian Troy will run with this ball, because that's all Brian Troy is very good at. Now on top of Taggy. Oh, Taggy. Power does well. Taggy told him to pick up his fingers off the ground. Now it comes into Jerry Troy again. Troy is in front. Troy misses the pick up. Darragh O'Shea is there. Darragh O'Shea and Jerry Troy. Darragh O'Shea and Jerry Troy. Darragh O'Shea is lying on the ball. Darragh O'Shea comes out and gives the ball to the full back. The full back is coming out. Well done by the centre back Landy. He comes down on top of Peter Hennessy. Hennessy does well. Hennessy, to me, is an exciting forward, not getting enough ball. Can he put this over the bar? Oh, great catch by Guilfoyle. Very comfortable Guilfoyle. Wingap having chances. Great ball by Guilfoyle down to Conor Martin. Conor Martin lets it run inside him. Conor Martin going down his left. Conor Martin looking for help. Gives the ball to Eddie Ryan. Eddie will give it back to Troy. Troy and Eddie Ryan try. Or not Troy. Conor Martin. This will be a mighty score. A great score. Put it over the score. And the shout great score by Troy or by Conor Martin. 9 minutes gone, great score, and now Emeralds are doing better against the wind. That's what we'll say, they're doing better against the wind. Conor Martin hugely instrumental there. Ball breaks, Burke has it again. He has it again, or has he? Word and 10 playing Conor back, driving out with the ball, gives it to Phelan, and Phelan gives it back out to Moriarty. Moriarty, the spare man today. He looks up, clever ball in front of Taggy. Taggy puts his hand up. Taggy brings it down. He doesn't, brings it down to the centre back, Landy. Landy looking for help, and Taggy's chasing him. Landy will catch the hurl long, catch it down to 13 to Peter Hennessy. Peter Hennessy has it. Hennessy left-handed. The last one drops short. He'll drop short again. That's 2 drop shot balls by Hennessy, and then the wind not carrying them. Wingap having the chances, and they're not taking their chances, and certainly Wingap has said we'll rue those chances. They're not taking them. Shane Welch and Liam Grant. Grant is in front. Grant wearing that Kilkenny tugs that he has from a few years ago. Maybe in on top of Landy. Landy will catch the ball. Grant maybe could have done better. Gives the ball on top of Niall Welch and Foley. Welch misses the ball. Welch misses the catch. Pad out, and he has a pal take his time. Pad, the experienced pass, sidesteps, hits a neat ball down in front of Eddie Ryan. Eddie Ryan here again. Eddie Ryan, a great hand on him. Gone out over the lines. No, not gone the lines, man. Put his flag up, left it down. Conor Martin has it again. Martin's on fire. Wide ball, that's Emeralds 8 wides, Wingap 5 wides. 11 minutes gone in the second half. 17 points to the Emeralds, 10 points to Wingap. Wingap only haven't scored 1 point with the wind in the second half. 15 off for Wingap. Shea Cullen is off, and 17 is on for Wingap. 17 for Wingap today is Jim Power. Jim Power, and the brother of the fullback Patrick Power, is on. So Jim Power is on. Shea Cullen has gone off down on top of Peter Hennessy and Dara Phelan. Dara put up the hand up, it breaks. Dara Phelan is there. Moriarty's there. So is that Shane Norton or Pádraig Phelan. Dara Phelan has it again, or does he? No, it's Peter Hennessy has it. Hennessy's looking for help. Hennessy a tidy corner for his third attempt, and that's a third miss-hit ball by Hennessy. He's on a lot of ball, but that's a wide, and that's Emerald's 7th wide. As we said, 1 score that's scored in the 12 minutes of the second half. 17 points to Emeralds. Some great scores by Conor Martin and Taggy, of course. Great work being done by them up the centre, up through the spine of the Wingap team. Guilfoyle hits it, a good puck out against the wind, very close to the sideline. Shane Welch puts his hand up. Shane Welch, son of Jimmy Welch, this very close to the line, push, and they've gone out over the line, and maybe Shane Welch should have got a free for that. Maybe he was pushed out over the line. He doesn't get a free. Conor Martin's going to take it quick. He gives it to Liam Grant. Gare after says you were too quick taking that free. Good thinking, says Mossy Nelligan, the Limerick man, a man who hurled for Limerick in the times when Limerick hurling wasn't going so well, but Limerick. Conor Martin hurling very well. Maybe a 7-point score, 2 from play. Hurling a very good second half. Conor's going to go along, hits the ball in top of Grant. Grant does well in front of Jimmy Welch. Grant will give it back, he won't. He gives it back to Conor Martin. Conor Martin will slip back outside to Eddie Ryan. Eddie Ryan will go for it. Eddie Ryan will go for it. Goes over the bar. That's a great score by Eddie Ryan. Great score. 8 points, 12 minutes gone. And Conor Martin is instrumental in everything that's going on for the Emeralds. 18 points to 10. Wingap need a big score, and a big score means Wingap need a goal, but they haven't looked like scoring a goal all day. So Emeralds is to lose now at this stage. I know it's an early call. Pádraig Foley does well. Foley looks lively since he came on. Foley looks very lively since he came on. A great score by Pádraig Foley, and Pádraig Foley puts it over the bar. And Foley, as I said, you just have to wonder why maybe Foley hadn't started. We know he's young, but that's a great score out of Foley. 11 points today. Wingap men, good response from the Emeralds. I suppose on reflection, or from Wingap, on reflection, I suppose that sending off has been a huge cost to Wingap. The ball down on top of Guilfoyle, or Sean Foley. Foley does well. He gives a hand pass, a loose hand pass, comes to the middle of the field. Niall Welch is on it. Niall Welch needs to get a score. Niall Welch has been chased by Brian Troy. Brian Troy does this thing very well. Troy is fouling Niall Welch, and Niall Welch does very well on Brian Troy, but Brian Troy, it's a free, and a free for Emmett Landy and Wingap, as we said. 12 minutes, 13 minutes, 18 points to the Emeralds, 11 points to Pádraig Foley. Game, as I said, not living up maybe to the expectations that we had, because I suppose the sending off was a small bit of a worry. But now Landy needs to put this over the bar. Great score. Landy's very comfortable on them frees. A great score by Landy. That's his 3rd point, and the 12 points for Wingap. 18 points, and as we said in the first half, they're hanging in there just as it is, but they need a goal. 18 points to Emeralds, 12 points to Wingap. Emeralds the better team for sure. puck out is hanging and the wind is strong. Oh, the ball breaks. Norton is there, and so is Willie Phelan for Sir Moslem now. Now the ball is there. There's about 3 or 4. Eddie Ryan is there shouting, waiting for Niall Welsh is there. So is Pádraig Foley. Conor Martin comes out. Martin is having a great game. On his shoulder is the black helmet of Patrick Phelan. Great score by Conor Martin. Is over the bar. Martin puts it over the bar. Great score by Conor Martin. 19 points, and Conor Martin is the difference between the teams today. Martin's on fire, and that's 19 points. A great response by Emeralds, and a great response by Conor Martin. And Conor Martin is surely the there's a wild pull, but he gets away with it. Moriarty picks up the spare man down on top of Sean Foley and Cathal Welsh. Sean Foley is there, the Wavan hurl. Sean Foley tries to give a hand pass back, but it goes loose. But Darragh O'Shea is there, and Jerry Try fouls Darragh O'Shea. Darragh O'Shea to me is a very, very good cornerback, a young man playing cornerback. Pádraig Foley was looking for Sean Foley, mishits it, but it goes down on top of Niall Welsh, and so it comes to Peter Hennessy. Hennessy needs to put this over the bar. He's had a few chances, and Peter Hennessy's been in hard luck most of the afternoon. That's his 4th wide of the second half, but he's been on a lot of ball, and that's Wingap's 8 wides for Wingap, 8 wides for the Emeralds. So the wides counts from both are equal. Guilfoyle hits the ball down on top of here. Eddie Ryan has a great hand on him. Eddie Ryan, great hand. Eddie Ryan needs to pass it into Taggy. Taggy's on his own. Taggy, familiar looking Paizo as Taggy brings it in. Great score, wide by Taggy. Wide, 9 wides. 9 wides, and Taggy had a chance maybe to make a run there. Misses now, starting to cut up a little on both teams. Landy hits it long. Peter Landy down on top of Niall Welch and Try puts the hurl up. Pat Doherty comes out with Pat Doherty, doesn't come out with it. Comes in. Pat Doherty has taken it. Brian Try has it. Brian Try and Moriarty, they're all jumping and leaping for it. Now Norton has it. Norton is a free. Shane Norton, or is it not Shane Norton? It's Pádraig Phelan wearing the black helmet. Pádraig Phelan wearing 8. Shane Norton wearing 9. Both of them standing. Both of them very familiar. It's just the helmets makes the difference, I suppose, to date. Both athletic looking men, and the water break has come at a time. Maybe that, I suppose, Emeralds might rue. They've been on top in the last few minutes. Conor Martin been on fire. 12 points. 2 Emeralds, 2 Wingap, 19 points. 2 Wingap, 12, 7-point game, and Emeralds playing against the wind. Wingap certainly have had 6 wides in the second half, and those 6 wides maybe have put pressure on the Wingap men. They've had possession, but the wides count for the Wingap men. They've had their chances. Some of those wides, as I said, and 2 drop balls into the goalie's hands have affected maybe the scoreboard, and maybe, as I said, Emeralds will live to fight another day. They've been inspired by Conor Martin, a centre forward, a workman-like team all over the field, but Conor Martin certainly has been the difference between the teams, and then Taggy has come in with good help, but the ability of Eddie Ryan to win ball in the half-forward line with his good hand, but Mossy and Elegant talking to the Emeralds men here on the right. Wingap a little bit dejected on the far side probably. The Wingap men need something special here, and the special is a goal. Probably need 2 goals, but 1 would throw a bit of life into this game. No goals scored in this game. 12 points to Wingap, 19 points to the Emeralds. As we said, nice game of hurling, but as we said, not lived up to the expectations that we expected. Not as fluent, as flowing as it should be. Now, the Emeralds men, the leaders in the Wingap, Owen Moriarty talking to his team, the leaders trying to drive on, as I said, the Emeralds underachievers the last few years, I suppose. A sub on for Wingap, number 21 for Wingap today. Number 21 is David Doyle is on. Wingap, after making 3 or 4 changes, certainly doing their best to bring in a bit of life into the team, and Pádraig Foley has made a difference if they can get enough ball to him. He looks lively, the young Pádraig Foley. But as we said, Emmett Landy has the ball, or who has the ball, we're not sure who has the ball. 19 points to the Emeralds, great score I suppose in the weather conditions. 12 points, and it's a free for Pat Doherty, and Gare, after the referee is asking him to go back, Pa is not willing to go back. Gare after said you may go back. Pa saying Pa. Now, 19 points. Pa'll go along, will he? Liam Grant has made a run to the right side. Grant, but Pad tries to drop it. He drops it poorly. But Conor Martin is there. He breaks it down. Conor Martin. But Sean Foley kicks it out. Foley kicks it out to the wing. Out to the wing to Peter Hennessy. Out over the line. And whatever about hurling in Wingap football, maybe not one of their strong points. And Sean Foley kicks it out over the line. Dara Phelan on the far side. Paul Cahl, the Dunnamaga man, and the referee. He's over Dunnamaga or over Wingap this year. Dara Phelan will go along. Dara Phelan goes long. Great ball by Dara Phelan. Hop it down top of Martin. Oh, pulled by Landy, his full back, and he gets away with it now. Jim Doyle, the sub that's after coming on, comes to number 9. Number 9 today is for Wingap is Willie Phelan down to the Power. Power is after coming on for Wingap. Power hits a low ball in front of Colton. Colton is being fouled, or is he being fouled? Dara Fitzgerald is in front. Colton gets in front of him again. Colton has it. Dara Fitzgerald puts it out over the line. It looks like it's a 65. It's a 65. No, the referee called it right. The umpire got it wrong. It's certainly a 65 because the full back hit it out over the line, tapped it out over the line, and now Emmett Landy will try and put this over the bar. Landy's put over 3 or 4 great frees and 65s on erring from frees. And Wingap, as I said, need a big score, 19 points to 12. They need a big score in this case because, as we said, they've struggled and naturally they're going to struggle with 14 men. And Landy says 20 on the clock, but of course it'll be 33 again. This match is over. Landy strikes that ball, gone over the bar, great score. Landy, very, very comfortable free taker, 13 points to Wingap, and the Wingap supporters need to get a bit of life into the Wingap men, and we hope you're enjoying this live streaming provided by Eddie Hughes Event Management. Down on top of us, Eddie Ryan again. The ball breaks. Dial breaks the ball down on top. And Conor Martin's there again. A pull and pulled early, and Landy pulled a little bit early, fractionally early, and a little bit of hard luck when Conor Martin gets the free here on the sideline, and Conor Martin will slow it down and take his time. And a great battle there between Conor Martin and Emmett Landy. And now a few words. Bit of loose words going on between some of the supporters and the centre back. Conor Martin has had an excellent game here for the Emeralds all day. Strikes that, the wind won't bring it in, or will it? Marginally, just marginally wide. Marginally wide out of Conor Martin. 10 wides for Emeralds, 19 points for the Emeralds, 13. 6-point game. 12 minutes to go, 6-point game. Can Emeralds hold on, and can Wingap get a goal? Emeralds certainly the better team, but there might be a jink or a goal in Wingap, but not if Brian Troy has his way, because Troy has gone up the far side. He's been followed by 3 Wingap men. Brian Troy does well in and top of Taggy, and Taggy is in front of it now. Taggy has a leg in front of him. Taggy will tap it over the bar. Sean Foley's following him, and Taggy catches the hurl shot, puts it over the bar, and Taggy puts it over the bar. A great score by Taggy, and great score by Emeralds. 20 points for the Emeralds, 21 minutes gone on the clock. 20 points to 13, 7-point game. 7-point game, top of Grace. Grace puts the hurl up, and so does the wing back now, Pádraig Foley. He's been very, very comfortable on the ball since he's came on into Moriarty. The loose ball, Moriarty, of course, playing as the spare man. He's doing very well. Clever ball out of Moriarty to the Shane Norton. Norton is going to run through the heart of the Wingap defence. Norton is looking for help. He gives it into Cathal Welch. Cathal Welch tries to take him. Cathal Welch, 2 men outside him here. Cathal Welch and Eddie Ryan. Landy does well. Pádraig Foley again. Foley, as I said, doing very, very well. Niall Welch, Emeralds or Wingap need more out of Niall Welch. Now it comes to Gray, middle of the field, to go on. Willie Phelan coming through the middle. Willie Phelan been fouled, or is he been fouled? He's not been fouled. Willie Phelan looking for help. Willie Phelan gets the free. Maybe a little bit soft, but certainly, as we said, Willie Phelan worked hard. Emeralds, as I said, Wingap looked dead on their feet maybe at times. But now Niall Welch needs to put this over the bar to keep him within touch and distance, to bring it back to 6 points. Niall Welch, the Wingap man, on his own 46. Niall Welch, as I said, he's son of Pat Welch, who hurled for Kilkenny many years ago. Niall Welch puts it over the bar. Niall puts it over the bar. Niall, a very, very good hurler, of course. And now the Wingap lads are saying they're nothing in it. Niall Welch puts it over. 14 points to Wingap. 20 points to the Emeralds, 23 minutes gone, 20 points to 14, 6-point game. They've brought it back to 6 points, but not enough. As I said, Emeralds have hurled better against the wind. Now Shane Welch has it. Shane Welch is looking for help. Shane Welch is hooked by Eddie Ryan, but he reacts to it very good. Comes back to the middle in the midfield. Pádraig Phelan hits it left-handed down on top of Cathal Welch, and the full-back Power puts his hand up. Paddy Power gets it. Paddy Power clears it. Great clearance by Paddy Power, the farmer, or down on top of the full-back line. Pa Dotney's there. Pa picks it up very comfortably. He'll give it back to the Sean over to Burke. Burke loses the ball. Now here's the chance. Here's the chance for Niall Welsh. Wingap have been looking for this chance all day. A penalty, and now the game needed a bit of life. Sean Burke made a mistake, and now it's a penalty. Now the game is going to come into a bit of life, but now the goal that has to be scored, the Wingap have to get their score, and of course trying to get the ball past any goalie from a penalty is difficult, but there's a man mounting on the goal today called Alan Guilfoyle. But will Landy take it or will Niall Welsh take it? They have to go for a goal. 24 minutes on the clock, but it'll still yellow card for Pa Dottney. He's gone. Pa Dottney's gone. That's his second yellow card. Pa Dottney's gone. Now we have an interesting 8 minutes to go. No one likes to see anyone being sent off, but that was a bit harsh maybe. I'm not too sure. Now Niall Welsh. 14 points to 20. 14 points to 20. 14 points to 20. Niall Welsh, Pa Dottney. 14 men Wingap versus 14 point Emeralds. This was what they call a nervous last 10 or 12 minutes now for Emeralds, because if he scores this goal, this will liven up the game. Niall Welsh in front of Guilfoyle. Welsh scores it. Oh, he hits it well wide. Hits the post and gone wide. But Niall Welsh today mightn't have one of his better days, and that was a huge let off. Wingap, as we said, have had their chances in the second half, have had 8 wides, and now they've had a penalty miss. It's 15-14 again, 14. Can Wingap, maybe that was their chance with 10 minutes to go? A penalty miss, a sending off. Wingap certainly had their chances, shall we say. The ball breaks. Foley puts up his hand. Conor Martin is there. But Darragh O'Shea is there. Darragh O'Shea hurling very well. Conor back all day, hits it low down in front of Peter Hennessy. Peter Hennessy brings the ball, but he doesn't have the ball. He puts the hurl to it. Darragh Phelan is there. Darragh Phelan has it in his hand. Darragh Phelan's looking for help. Darragh Phelan throws the ball up, and it comes back to Shane Norton. Shane Norton is going through the middle. Gives it to Conor Martin. Conor Martin, it'll slow down. Conor Martin left. This will be a great score by Conor Martin if it goes over the bar. Wide ball by Conor Martin. 14 points to 20, 6 point game. Imagine if that goal had to go in, what it would have done to Wingap, what it would have done to Emeralds. We won't know, but Wingap still have a chance to 7 minutes on the clock. Down on top of Pádraig Foley and Moriarty. Foley puts the hurl up. Try is there. Try and Niall Welsh. Niall Welsh has it again. Niall Welsh picks it up. Niall Welsh will try and go through the middle. Niall Welsh looked like he's fouled. He wasn't fouled. Now Pádraig Foley has it again. Not as Peter Hennessy. Hennessy's going to try and take on his man. Hennessy looks like he's fouled. He wasn't fouled. But Jim Power has it. Jim Power is looking for help. Jim Power's trying to take on their men. He tries to throw the ball into Hennessy again. Hennessy, Wingap are throwing everything at him. Wingap have it again. Power has it again. Maybe he should throw it out to someone. Tries to throw it out. The ball is still there. Colton has it. Colton tried to drive through. Will it be a free out? Colton, the referee Fitzgerald does very well, and Wingap, as I said, doing very well, throwing everything at him in the last few minutes. And with a defence, there's 6 minutes left. 6 minutes left on the clock. It says here 6 minutes left on the clock. And it's a line ball on the far side for Wingap, and Wingap has said maybe been leaving it a bit late, have had their chances and had a few wides. 27 it says on the clock, but there'll be 3 minutes of extra time because of the water break. Now it comes to 21, the sub on, it comes back to number 9, Willie Phelan coming through. Willie Phelan has been blocked down. The Emeralds back's doing very well. Taggy is back at his own half back line. Taggy using his experience, using his legs, using his experience. He's a neat ball to Jerry Troy in into it. Conor Martin all on his own. He's going to run at Darragh O'Shea. There's only 3 men inside him. Conor Martin is going to be shielded by Conor Martin. Martin does excellent. Conor Martin gives a great ball to Cathal Welsh. This is the end of the game. End of the game. Great goal. Wingap thrown everything they could down at Emeralds, and a goal by Cathal Welsh. But the goal and the way the game's turned, a penalty miss by 120 to 14 points. 120, and that goal came at a vital time. 28 minutes gone, and Wingap now, as I said, put everything forward. They did, in fairness to them, and had their chances and didn't take them. This is a long ball. It'll hop down on top of the goalie's hands again. It'll go over the bar. Great score by Landy, and Landy has been very good and has had a massive battle with Conor Martin, but Landy puts that over to make it 15 points. Emmett Landy, as I said, 15 points to 120. 3 minutes. Well, it says 28 on the clock, but that match, as I said, will go maybe to 3. Maybe there's 6 minutes left. 28 on the clock. Eddie Ryan will put his hand up. Eddie Ryan comes down with it. Great pause, they say in hurling circles. The ball, Niall Welsh, Jerry Troy does well. Jerry Troy using his physicality well. Back to Shane Norton. Norton is going up through the middle. Norton hits a crossfield ball to Liam Grant and Shane Welsh. Norton and Shane Welsh, or not Norton, it's Grant. Shane Welsh, Jimmy Welsh, the son of the county chairman. Shane Welsh has it. Shane Welsh loses it. Grant has it. Bun back. Grant wins it back brilliantly using his size. Grant is looking for help. Gives it back out to Taggy, but Taggy hasn't done anything on it. Sean Foley. Sean Foley clears a mighty clearance by him. Down on top of Hennessy again. Hennessy in the full back. Breaks the ball to Dara Phelan. Dara Phelan does well. Dara Phelan comes out through 3. Wingap. Wingap to Phelan does very well. Now it comes to Pádraig Phelan. Pádraig Phelan hits it across the ball. Hits it across to Jerry Try. Jerry Try. To chances he's got today. Jerry Try puts it wide, and it's Emeralds. 11 wides for Emeralds. 8 wide for Wingap. 29 minutes on the clock. 29:49 on the clock I have. And now the ball goes down the far side. The Wingap, as I said, trying everything they can, but the Emeralds backs are doing very well. They've been holding out, especially the full back line, low ball. And Dara Phelan does very well again. Now it comes to Dara Fitzgerald. He's been uncompromising at full back. Steady. Now it comes to Grace in the middle of the field, or is a Phelan in the middle of the field. Puts it over the bar. Great score by Willie Phelan. Now it comes to 16 points. Wingap, as I said, showing everything at him. 120 to 16 points. And as I said again, Wingap, you can't fault the bravery and the honesty out of Wingap, but it mightn't be enough on a day when 14 men, I suppose, for a long time versus 15 men for the Emeralds, but it's 14 men versus 14 now, and it's 120 to 16 points. 7-point game, and that goal, of course, from Cathal Welsh has made a massive difference. Eddie Ryan on a lot of ball, using his physique and his hand very well. Ball kicked out. Niall Welsh goes to pulling, and Niall Welsh pulls a bit airy. Pádraig Foley goes in there. Now it comes to Shane Norton. Shane Norton held back and fouled Shane Norton, and Shane Norton slows it down and uses an experience, and Tom Manton will come on to go into Shane Norton, and the Emeralds men will slow it down using their experience. Emeralds, as I said, been very, very good all through, but didn't pull away. The Wingap, as I said, Wingap have showed great mettle, to be fair to Wingap. 14 men Wingap. A pity for Wingap maybe that on the day that they didn't have to play with their full complement, they'll be disappointed. Emeralds will be happy to get out of here on a win, of course. Now it's not over, of course, but it looks like 120 to 16 points unless something goes drastically wrong. It's a 7-point game. Conor Martin is looking maybe for a short ball. Shane Norton, or not Shane Norton, number 9, of course. Shane Norton made a run. Willie Phelan is getting Pádraig Phelan, an ankle injury. Conor Martin is going to go along. They're bringing on a sub. Conor Martin, the ball drops short on the square. Dangerous ball. Landy puts his hand up to it, catches it, does well. Landy blocked down by Cathal Welsh, but it comes back into his hand. Gives it out to Emmett Landy. Landy will go along. Down on top of Welsh. Will come in front of Jim Doyle. Now it comes to the number 8. Number 8 today from his breaking and try does well. Our own Moriarty does very well. Is it a Moriarty to Conor Martin? Everything is going through Conor Martin today. Down on top of the sub that's come on. Number 17, we don't have his name just yet. Number 17, it'll drop short. 17 from the Emeralds today. Number 17 is Johnny Doyle. Now it comes down to the breaking ball. Phelan does very well. He's had a great second half for the Emeralds. Conor Martin again is going to go long against the wind. It'll drop short. Darrow O'Shea will be there. Sold to full back. Paddy Power hits it down on top of 13 Peter Hennessy. Hennessy puts the hurl up. Darragh Phelan stands off him. Peter Hennessy, they need 2 goals, not 1, but need 2. He hits a low ball in front of number 23. Number 23 for Wingap, and the ball breaks, and again Fitzgerald has it again. Fitzgerald, very good centre back, full back, pulled on by Sean Burke. Now it comes 32 minutes on the clock. Blown up fractionally early maybe, and here in the Iverk Produce Junior Hurling quarter final on a score line for Emeralds 120. It's Emeralds 120, it's Wingap 16 points, and I suppose the story of the second half, we know what happened in the first half. The sending off was a drastic, I suppose, error on the Wingap men's side, but certainly in the second half it was all Conor Martin and the helpful cleverness of Aidan Taggy Fogarty. But Emeralds then hung in there for a long time, I suppose, and couldn't pull away. The Wingap men, as I said, did everything they could, and they attacked near the end with about 5 minutes to go, and the penalty miss for Wingap was a crucial miss for Wingap. There was 6 points in it. If that penalty had to go in, they'd have brought it back to 3 points, and maybe that would have been a different story if Wingap had to get that goal from the penalty. The ball went up the other end of the field, and Conor Martin, as I said, Wingap had pushed up the other end of the field, and Wingap hadn't enough men back, and Conor Martin went through the heart of him and gave a great hand pass to Cathal Welsh, and that was the difference in the end. Cathal Welsh's goal to make that 120 to the Emeralds. So here in Tom Ryle Park in the Iverk Produce Junior quarter final, it's Emeralds will go home the happier team. Maybe a bit more work to be done to try and win a championship. 120 to the Emeralds, and a gallant Wingap team, 16 points. Thank you from Eddie Hughes Event Management. We'll see you again soon, hopefully, because there is a few more games to be played at junior, intermediate and senior hurling in Kilkenny, so you never know, it mightn't always be in Nolan Park. Good luck and thanks.